Hello and welcome to Hadoop Exam Learning Resources. In this series, we are going to start about AWS Solution Architect Professional Level question and answer discussion. In this, I will cover each question and each answers in detail and its explanation. Our intention is to make you learn about AWS, not just passing the AWS certification. So when you appear for the exam, you understand what question is asking and how to answer that question. Even the question can be like well drafted and maybe confusing, so you would be able to answer question because you understand the what exactly question is being asked and what supposed to be answered there. Because we don't want you to memorize question and answers, these are practice questions, so you need to understand each question in depth, then only you will be able to answer question. AWS Solution Architect is one of the reputed certification from AWS, and it has a high weightage if you are going for, if you are a developer, or if you are a designer, or if you are working on like in the range of 3 to 10 years of experience or even up to 15 years experience. This is one of the reputed certification. If you pass this certification, it means you have an extensive knowledge about AWS. So our intent, again I'm repeating here, to make you learn as much as possible as part of this series. So let's start this. So this would be the format. I'll create a slide for one questions, and I'll explain it what exactly it is being asked and kind of thing. Okay? So now let me move to the actually hadoopexam.com. This is our website. From there you go to AWS, Amazon AWS, and then here you need to select the certification which you want to basically practice. Correct. So this is a professional level certification. Right now we are providing 236 plus question, and we are keep updating. Correct. So you can always check the release and updates for the new updates available. So let's click on the practice paper one. So if you have permission given on this practice paper, then you would basically able to launch this. So once you launch this paper, it would basically ask you to put your username and password. So not password, sorry, a username and email ID basically you need to enter. So now this question paper is launched. Okay, so these are purely practice questions. Okay, so you just let me put name of the user, like who has permission, and its email ID. And then these are the instruction which you need to go through. I'm not going on this, you can later visit this. This is more about AWS certification overview, some FAQs we have created, so you understand what exactly in this certification. Correct. Now let me go through the questions here. Okay, so this is the first question. Quicktechie.com has three different data centers. One is Mumbai, another is Geneva, another is in Nevada, which is planning to extend their data centers by connecting their data center with AWS VPC using the VPN gateway. QuickTechie.com is setting up a dynamically routed VPN connection. Select the information which is not required to set up this configuration. So what question is saying, which is not required to set up this configuration. So first let's understand what question is asking. That is what you need to understand when you appear for this exam. So let me go there. Okay, so as you can see in the screen, correct, what question is asking, the quicktechie.com has a three data center. One is located in Mumbai, Geneva and Nevada, three data centers, and there's a AWS VPC. Now they wanted to make a connection on VPN. Okay, so based on this, what we want is basically like wanted to answer what of this option is basically not applicable for this. The type of customer gateway such as Cisco, ASA, Juniper, J-Series, Juniper, SSG, Yamaha. So this is customer gateway is required or not. Internet routable IP address, internet routable, correct? Static IP address of the consumer gateway external interface. Elastic IP range that the organization want to advertise over the VPN connection to the VPC. Border Gateway Protocol Autonomous System Number, of customer gateway or none of this. Now, one of the answers should be correct here. Now, the question people who are not basically from networking background, it would be completely like new thing to answer this question, correct? So you need to learn about this because this is expected as a part of solution architect, correct? So let me go to now this to basically reach to answer how to reach to answer. So this question is AWS site to site VPN connection. So this comes from this section basically where because site to site we are saying that. So this is one site as a client site, customer site, and this is AWS VPC site. So this is site to site connection between AWS and VPC. Correct? Your VPC data. Amazon supports Internet Protocol Security IPsec VPN connection. So as this image you can see, like this is you can assume your AWS VPC and your corporate data center on the right hand side you can see here. So to make a connection between this, so this IPsec VPN connection is supported. Data transferred between your VPC and data centers routes over the encrypted VPN connection. So try to understand this is encrypted VPN connection is only supported. No other VPN connection would be supported to help them maintain the confidentiality and integrity of the data in transit. So whenever data go from here to here, that should be always encrypted. Why I'm explaining more outside of the question because question may be different tomorrow, correct? So when you appear in the exam, that is related to this some section only. So this VPN IPsec VPN connection between this AWS and on-premise corporate data center is supported. Now you can see in the image there is a virtual private gateway and this is customer gateway. Now let's move. An internet gateway is not required to establish a site-to-site VPN connection. Okay, so the question is clearly saying an internet gateway is not required to establish site-to-site VPN connection. So as you can see in image, we need virtual private gateway and customer gateway only to make site-to-site connection. So if the option, if you see, like they are saying if internet gateway is not is required or something, then you should say no to that. So as you can see here, there's no option is available about the internet gateway. Right here, just to confuse you, internet routable IP address of the customer gateways. It is talking about customer gateways internal external interface is talking about. Right. So this is not applicable here. Now moving to next thing, site to site VPN. So it means you can create two types of AWS site to site VPN connection. One is statically routed VPN connection, correct? One is so this VPN connection is available. Now there are two possibility of VPN connection creation: a statically routed VPN connection and dynamically routed VPN connection. You can do this. Customer gateway devices support statically routed VPN connection and must be able to. If you are using customer gateway device which is statically routed. Statically means you have to predefine something, correct? So that is what it means. If you are using that customer gateway at customer side, correct? So then the VPC has an attached private virtual private gateway. So here you need to have a virtual private gateway as well. And your on-premises remote network include a customer gateway device. This is customer gateway device which you must configure to enable site-to-site VPN connection. So this you must configure. You set up the routing so that any traffic from VPC bound for your network is routed to the virtual private gateway. Right. So first thing what you need to configure here, if any traffic is initiated from instances or inside VPC, that must be routed to virtual private gateway. Correct. So if we learn more how to route this later question as well, but it has to be routed using routable. You can make this configuration. Correct. Model of VPN. Now, if you which type of VPN you use, if support BGP, which is Border Gateway Protocol, then use the dynamic routing. If your VPN is using this kind of BGP protocol, then use the dynamic routing. If it does not support BGP, then use the sorry, it should be static. It says wrong. Basically, this should be static. Right? If BGP is not supported, then it should be static routing. I'll update this presentation, okay, and save it. You need to check the supported and tested list on AWS account. You need to see like what all VPN models are supported, correct? If you are using BGP, it means you don't have to specify static routes to VPN connection because VPN device is using BGP to advertise routes basically. So you don't have to configure if your device which is you are using basically it uses BGP protocol, it advertise automatically the whatever the VPN so static router is not necessary to define. If you are using device without BGP support, you must select static routing for that. If your device you are configuring customer gateway which does not support BGP, which is border gateway protocol, which dynamically allocate the IP route basically, correct? But if you are using customer gateway which does not support BGP, you need to enter the configuration here and internet gateway to routes your IP prefixes for your network that should be communicated to VPG for virtual private gateway. So you understand here like you need if it is a static you need to configure. Remember only IP prefixes data known to virtual private gateway. So whatever IP prefix is known to virtual private gateway, whether you are using BGP advertisement or static route entry can receive traffic from your VPC. So you need to configure it should be known to them virtual private key, then only communication can happen between the customer gateway. Recommendation. Hadoop exam recommend that you use BGP capable VPN devices. If you are configuring, then you should use BGP capable devices. Reason BGP offers other feature liveness detection checks for failover to second VPN tunnel. So we'll talk about tunneling and everything. It's in next question it would be covered. We can if first tunnel goes down to the AWS VPC with VPN connection, you must designate a physical appliance as your customer gateway. Uh, this must be a physical appliance at customer gateway. You have to define. So if you are creating dynamic routed connection, then BGP and ASN is is needed, correct? BGP and ASN is needed. And elastic IP range are not needed to set up a VPN connection. So here clearly the option is given. So if you go through the given option on this question, the type of customer gateway such as Cisco, SSA and Juniper, this is Juniper. So customer gateway is needed, correct? Basically any type of this, that is what question is asking. Question nowhere mentions here like you want to use a static or dynamic, correct? So you need to consider both the option while answering question. Like question is not specifically answering internet routable IP address, I mean static address of the customer database and external interface. So that is needed. You need to configure here at customer gateway static IP that needs to be. Elastic IP ranges that the organization want to advertise over VPN connection to VPC. That is not needed. It clearly mentioned here. Alright. Border gateway protocol autonomous system number of the customer gateway. So that is also needed here. So that's the answer for this question is uh, elastic IP range that organization want to advertise over VPN is not needed, and you can submit it and you can see this answer is correct and it would provide the explanation as well here. I know formatting is not very good. We'll try to take care next time. So basically, even if you wrongly answer, explanation would come to you and give you the detail basically. Okay. So now this is the first question. Similarly, I'll cover next question and try to cover as much as possible. So thank you for visiting hadoopexam.com. In next video, I'll cover next question.